First of all, I'd like to congratulate Texas A&M on a great season. They played extremely well tonight, and it was a battle. And we definitely were tested at home. I'd like to thank our fans for coming out and supporting us, and all the administration that's been supporting us for this little run that we're going on. You know, it was game one I thought was pretty smooth. Game two, we went really in a hole. Our service receive and our ball control just kind of fell off, and we got a little bit anxious. And as all season has proven, our team has kind of just steadied out and battled, and when the game was on the line, they played really well, and I was pleased with it. Players, I thought Shadare struggled early, then really came out and did some nice things. Bailey Webster played extremely well, and we had a very good offense and played very well. So you look at the numbers, and we are very efficient, and you're pleased. That's what needs to happen to be able to kind of move on and advance. And we're fortunate to be able to do that, and feel honored to represent this university as we approach the regional final or semifinals.
All right, questions for Bailey and Haley. Just anyone.
Can you just talk about having the Aggies in the house again and how that felt? A&M fans, Jerritt, just the atmosphere.
I think it's always a great rival to play A&M, and especially like my freshman year last year, just that rival was such a fun thing to play in, and so it was great to get the crowd into it and to be challenged and to play a great match.
Either one of y'all, they didn't seem to have an answer to be able to block or defend you two at all. Do you all have a response? I mean, just a comment on that?
I think if it was that case, it was because we were playing together and we got into our groove. You know, it started with the passing, and that was good. You know, once everyone was able to get it together, and then our sets were wonderful. You know, Hannah Allison did a great job distributing, and once we all get into our groove, then it's easier for us to get kills.
I think we did a good job at telling each other what was open, and especially Sarah Palmer and Bailey and I know we talked about kind of telling each other what was open and just continuing to talk as a team, and we did really well at communicating.
Well, I mean, I wasn't passing back row, but I don't think so. You know, we just needed a second to regroup and refocus, and you know, you don't have a perfect game. No one does, and so things will happen. But at halftime, we were able to regroup and play our game, so it worked out for us.
Any last questions for the young ladies? All right, Haley and Bailey, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll continue with Coach Elliott.
You know, yeah, I mean, we got a little anxious. I don't know if we panicked, but I think we got anxious, and you know, to the point where actually, well, I will discuss this later on. We needed to slow things down. I mean, we were getting anxious and setting back up and pushing the tempo as opposed to slowing the tempo down a little bit with our serve receive. But you know, we made some adjustments. Players came in and passed. I thought Nicole Dalton did a nice job. I thought Brooks did a nice job controlling us. We flipped the lineup a little bit to get some different serve receive matchups that we wanted, and you know. Again, you're not going to be. You're going to take some hits at times, but it was just for about a 10 to 15 point run there that we got too anxious, and we steadied out. I thought we still had a chance of coming back and had a couple swings that we didn't convert on, but you know, A&M put some pressure on us there, but the most important thing is we made the adjustments and did a good job coming out of the break.
Any more questions for Coach Elliott?
Well, I got to go back and watch some film. You know, what you perceive and what you see during the match is sometimes different than what you see in film. So we'll kind of get back and get setting up. I mean, our offensive numbers were really good. I mean, for us to side out, we want to be about 60. You know, we're over our side out percentage. Our hitting percentage is very good. You know, we'll continue to work on that. Our defense can get a little bit better. Our blocking definitely needs to touch some more balls. But I was very pleased with the way Sarah Palmer played. We'll get better defensively and see if we can have an answer for, I would assume, Florida.
Coach Corbelli was talking to Florida that she said she didn't run into y'all's combination
I don't know. We're one of the most physical teams in the country. I know that. But with our physicality, we're not as good in ball control in other areas that are important to being successful. So we've got to be able to find that balance. We're using power to win a lot of our games. Other teams are going to be ball control like A&M, and we were able to kind of win the slugfest and steady them out. But all those games were tight until late. In those situations. So, we'll see if our ball control and our defense can get good enough. I would imagine that our offense can continue to stay at a pretty high efficiently rate, and that's based on our passing and based on our dig to set tempos and transitions.
Coach Elliott, will you sleep better tonight knowing you don't have to travel next week and you're right back here for your own fans?
That's fantastic, yes. I mean, it's nice to be able to be home, and play in front of our home fans. We need them to come out and support us, and they were very loud tonight and great, and a huge help for this victory. But this is great for our players. I mean, we have a 2-day rest. We can get them completely fresh for the week, emotionally kind of let them down a little bit more so they can get ready to compete again at a very high level. And obviously the stakes go up next week, and it's a higher level, and we'll have some great teams in here. So, again, I hope the city of Austin starts buying tickets and selling out early.
Was it good, to play A&M second round, to revive the rivalry, so to speak? Did you have some juices flowing in you forgot that?
Well, Lori and I are very close, and I respect her a lot. She does a phenomenal job with her teams. And, tonight wasn't about the rivalry. Obviously, it's there, and it's the players are so involved with that. But we're focusing on, winning and advancing right now. It's more than the rivalry right now. We're trying to do something more than just beat A&M, and it's going to be, you take one match at a time, and things can get crazy, and we get crazy in game 2. But we responded and we performed at a high level, and we're really excited to kind of just breathe a little bit and get back and get focused again.
Now that it's passed and you did get by A&M, can you say anything about that? Didn't do any favors by making a rivalry game come in here in the second round and make it 15?
Well, the way our sport works is they seed 16 teams, and then it's a 400-mile radius. So what I would have said, we thought A&M might have been they were right there as an RPI of, I think they were 15 or 16. We thought they might have get a top 16 seed, and if we're not both top 16 teams, we're going to see this rivalry a lot. And I think it could happen in all sports. And this sport, since I've even been here, it continues to get tougher and tougher. There's upsets all over the board right now. When I started off, there was a lot of 3-0 wins in the first round and not really any upsets in the second. It's happening all over the place right now. I believe Michigan just upset the number 10 seed Louisville, and Iowa State's down 2-1. And there's a lot of things going on right now that you've got to be playing at your best volleyball.
How much more challenging does it get next week?
Well, I think what happens is every week or every match that you advance, you start seeing more physical players. You start seeing people that can do what Bailey can do. They've got two of the arguably, if it's Florida, they've got two great middles that we played earlier in the year, but all those games were deuce, and it was a battle, and we had a hard time controlling their middles. And I'm sure Mary's got them ready and playing at a high level. We haven't seen them too much, but we'll get some film. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and we're going to have to play great. And we need this crowd to be loud and supportive.